Hi everybody, happy Monday. So today, as promised, we're going to talk a little bit about stocking your pantry with store-bought items. Not just, the previous video was, or the one a couple days ago was more about what I intended to can and stock in our pantry. And this one is more what to buy to stock our pantry. So I'm looking at store canned foods, or like tuna, or it really depends on your taste. So when I'm tossing out ideas here, they're strictly just things that I know that we'll either buy or people I know want, so that kind of thing. We're going to start with the basics, which is take a look at the cabinet where you keep your baking goods, okay, your flours, your sugars, your salts, and see if you have baking powder, baking soda, cocoa powder, vanilla extract, any other kind of extract, vinegar, regular vinegar, apple cider vinegar, yeah, I think that's about it. Oils, peppers, or pepper, peppercorns or actual ground pepper. Look in that cabinet, okay, and take a real serious hard look. How often are you in there? How much do you use? And if you were looking at making something off the cuff, do you have enough in there to do it? Okay, do you have enough? Say you woke up tomorrow morning and you decided you wanted to bake a loaf of bread. Do you have everything you need in order to do that? Providing you know the recipe. Okay, so salt, sugar, yeast, flour, water, oil. That's the easy peasy bread. Okay, do you have everything that you need? A pen and paper is going to come in handy big time for this. Move over next and look at your, think of a cabinet, Lisa, your main cabinet where you keep food in your kitchen, okay? What kind of things do you have in there? Do you have canned tuna? Do you have peanut butter? Do you have canned beans? Do you have a can of Bush's baked beans or something in there? What kind of items are in there? What is not in there that typically is? Or what kind of things would you like to see in there moving forward? Okay, so in the perfect world, you got snowed in for 5 days. Okay, what kind of things would make you feel good if they were in that cabinet? And I am specifically talking about things that are sealed, or that can be stocked up on. Nothing that's very perishable, because then you can't really buy a whole bunch of it unless there's a way to store it. But I'm talking, like I said, tuna, peanut butter, crackers. I mean, to an extent, you can buy a large quantity of crackers of some kind. Those kind of items. Take a look at that. What's in there? What would you like to see in there? And then we'll work on quantity tomorrow. Okay. Then you're going to move over, and where was I looking? Now you're going to move to your spice cabinet. I have them on my notes over here. So now you're going to look at your spice cabinet. And this is a tricky cabinet. This one can be deceiving. It really can be. Do you still buy the seasonings in the packets, the pre-packaged stuff for your tacos or whatever the case may be? You can either have a whole bunch of those in there, or you can go and buy in bulk the spices to make those. And I'll bet you most of them, if you go online, you can find recipes that are as good, if not better, because they don't have all the chemicals and the preservatives in it. I have to do that at least once a video. That the the packages, those little square packages of stuff, have in it. We started making our own taco seasoning, for example, a few years now, and we like it. And it's handy and it's convenient, and we're never running out to get a package of taco mix, because we have a bulk amount of chili powder, a bulk amount of cumin, a bulk amount of garlic powder and onion powder and some cayenne pepper. So poof, that's your taco seasoning right there. Yep, that's simple. I'll put a video to it right here. Those are the kind of things that you do to stock up in your spice cabinet. But where I say that it's a challenging one, it's a slippery slope in there, is because a lot of people aren't really sure what they use, or they're stuck in a rut when it comes to spices. I did not realize how good cumin was in something like chicken soup until a friend came and made some chicken soup and put cumin in it. Okay, so you know, that's why I say have a variety, but make sure it's a variety that you use, especially if you're buying in bulk. But make a list of the spices that you know for sure that you're using. I go through probably at least twice a year, and anything that I haven't moved to some extent ends up going away because I bought it for a project that I never used again, and it's taken up space. It just doesn't make sense to keep it. So those are the 3 areas that I really want you to take a look at, okay? And this is all the shelf-stable items. You know, nothing that needs to be frozen or refrigerated or canned in order to keep long term. It's something that you either buy prepackaged or is the ingredients to make different things. So take a look at all of those, do kind of an inventory and see where you stand with it. If you do menu planning, and this is one of my favorite parts about menu planning, is that you can go back and look. You can go back and there's no way you're going to remember what you had 3 Tuesdays ago. You know, you're just not going to. But if you've got it written down, then you can track it and you can look at it and know. And that's very helpful because it'll help you determine moving forward how much of something that you should buy. Now, if you're anything like us here, you also are going to have to factor in some change because we will go in spurts of really liking something and then not touching it for 6 months. Okay, I think I'm on about a week and a half now of Brussels sprouts for dinner. There's a good chance that I'm going to keep going with these, but there's also an equally good chance that after about another month I won't touch them again for 6 months. Okay, Phil is really into an Alfredo kick right now, so you know it's good, it's healthy, it's easy, but at the same time, you never know how long that kick's going to last. So we have to factor that in too. But I know for right now, this is what we have to get through the next few weeks. We are going to take a look tomorrow at doing the math to figure out how much you need. And when I'm figuring the math, I'm doing it for 2 adults. Okay, so we're going to have to be able to alter that math a little bit when you're looking at 4 adults or 2 adults and 2 teenagers or 2 adults and 2 toddlers. You know, those things are gonna change the equation just a bit. Actually, when you've got the 2 adult, you know, older children, it changes it a lot because you know they eat a lot. But we're gonna start out with that to determine how best to stock up on different things. Don't forget also though, things like your refrigerator. And I just remember this because I told you just not to worry about the refrigerator, but the refrigerator. If you want a telltale sign of what you are using and what you're buying that's just taking up space, go open your refrigerator door. And you know all the shelves that are in the refrigerator door? I want you to go through every single one of them. When was the last time you used the Worcestershire sauce? When was the last time you used the spicy mustard? When was the last time you used the horseradish? Parmesan cheese, sweet pickles, relish, mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise, whatever is in that door, because there's always a whole bunch, and or salad dressings, and you just never know for sure where you're at with it. Okay, inventory those too, because you need to factor those in, and some things you will use more. You know, ketchup is used more, I think, in the summertime with barbecuing and outdoors and stuff than it is in the wintertime. Mustard we use year round. You know, we're going to take a look at all of that too to figure out how much you need to stock up for how long. So that's where I'm at with stocking your pantry with non-home canned items, you know, store-bought stuff. Go take a look at all of those. Make your list. Check it twice. Ask your family members. Ask the other people in the house. You know, are you missing anything? You know, if we couldn't shop for a whole year, what do you wish was in the cabinet? You know, that perfect question, actually. If you can't go shopping for 6 months or a year, what is it that you wish would be up in that cabinet? And then fine tune it back if you're dealing with kids, okay? You can't, this is not we're going to stock up on a whole bunch of stuff that we really wish, you know, shrimp for everyone, steak for everyone. No, let's be practical about it. But at the same time, kind of get that wish list so you can gauge what kind of things you really should be aiming towards for your cabinets, you know, your spices, your staples, and your prepackaged foods. Okay? We will be back tomorrow, and we will cover some math on how, and not scary math, I don't do scary math, but we're going to try to figure out how much of something that you need. And I'm going to give you different examples of what we do for stocking our shelves for different items. Okay, so I hope everyone has had a really great Monday. The sun came out today. It was fantastic. I saw it through the window at work, and then I was out in it for just a teeny tiny bit when I got home, but it's still cold. It's still very, very cold, and I'm a little jealous of my friends down south. Just a little, not enough to move. Okay, it'll be here soon enough. I'm itching to start some plants. Remember, if you like what you see here, please hit that like button, hit that little bell, and it'll send you notifications whenever we post a new video. Or subscribe, share it with your friends and family. And of course, remember, you can catch us on Instagram and Facebook. Hope to talk to you real soon. Well, no, we'll be back tomorrow. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.